That's a crazy fight, man. That is a crazy fight. The Mexican Monster versus the Samoan Beast. That's what I'm calling it. Is there a difference between a monster and a beast, or is it just the same thing? But why a fight? Because Benavidez likes to come forward, you know, it's the pressure cooker, right? Backs you up against the ropes and full volumes, mate. Opetaia would just love that, because Opetaia loves to bang. He loves to crack. He loves to fight. Opetaia, he wants you to come onto him. Opetaia wants to fight you. He wants to break your jaw, mate. And sometimes Benavidez, he does stand square. You know, when he's throwing all those wild punches, he leaves himself open in the middle. Opetaia with that left hand, man, southpaw stance, he is gonna crack David Benavidez. But at the same time, I believe the pressure that David Benavidez is gonna bring to Opetaia will be something that Opetaia has never seen before, has never experienced before. And David Benavidez could get to Opetaia. That's just going to be a hell of a fight. One thing we can say about that fight, it's not going to be boring, though. It's not going to be a boring fight. That's going to be a very exciting fight. Now, I'm a big Opetaia fan. I'm not going to lie. I feel like Opetaia doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. For me, he's an elite world-class fighter, man. He should be, for me, I'm just saying me personally, Opetaia is in my top 5 pound for pound best fighters in the world right now. That's just me. He's that good. I rate Opetaia highly. Opetaia is the only fighter in the world right now that I'm actually scared of. The guy scares me, man. I've spoken to a few people that kind of know Opetaia. They've told me that he's a nice guy, man. He's a really nice guy. You know, lovely guy. He tells a lot of jokes. If you're around him, he'll make you laugh all day. But when he gets in the ring, the guy's just a savage. The guy's an absolute savage, man. And him and David Benavidez for undisputed, that fight is going to be for undisputed, right? Because if Opetaia smokes Sin Cara in December, which we expect him to do, yes, Sin Cara is not at his level. Let's say February, March, if Badou Jack can grow a pair and face Opetaia, I think Opetaia smokes Badou Jack. Badou Jack is about 42, 43. Opetaia smokes him, takes his belt. Is it the WBA? Is it WBC? Yeah, he's got the WBC. He's got the WBC. Badou Jack's got the WBC. Opetaia takes that off him. Benavidez smokes Zordo in May. Then we get, like in the fall, September, October, we get Opetaia versus David Benavidez for undisputed. What a fight. That is going to be crack of a fight. But to me personally, early doors, I'm leaning towards Opetaia, man. I think Opetaia just punches too hard. He's relentless himself. He's a savage. And the most important thing I like about Opetaia is his mentality, man. The guy's mentality is absolutely ruthless, man. Remember what he had Opetaia had a fight where he broke his jaw. Yeah, he got a broken jaw, but he carried on fighting, man. With a broken jaw, and he won the fight. Is it Breeders? Breeders, yeah, against Breeders. Opetaia against Breeders. Had his jaw broken, I think like in the third or fourth round. The guy carried on fighting and won. Mate, you need to be scared of a guy who fights with a broken jaw, mate. Do you know how hard it is? Like, listen, I've never had a broken jaw. I've never been punched up by someone to have a broken jaw. But can you imagine, yeah, you're in a world championship fight against a world-class fighter and you've got a broken jaw. Do you know how strong mentally you have to be to get through that? Opetaia is not one of those fighters that will break under pressure. He's not gonna break, mate. You have to knock him out cold. You have to knock him the F out cold. Cold. He has to go to sleep. They have to take him out of that ring on a stretcher. Opetaia just hasn't gone no quitting him. He is not quitting, mate. He is not quitting. Hence why I just put him as the favorite. I got in my head of Benavidez, man. Because Benavidez, if you look at a lot of the fights that he wins, The guys, they quit, man. Mentally, they check out. Do you know what I mean? They just get discouraged. Benavidez gets to them. Benavidez starts, what do you call it? Quoting them on. Do you know what I mean? Against like David Yard, on Anthony Yard. Benavidez was like, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go, let's go. You know, Anthony Yard cracked him with a right hand. Benavidez was like, okay, let's go, let's go. That's nothing, that's nothing. Absolute no respect for whatever Yard was throwing at him. Now, that Opetaia is the wrong guy to do that with. If Benavidez is in the ring, he gets cracked by Opetaia's left hand, and he goes to Opetaia, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, let's fight. Opetaia is just going to crack him with another 5 left hands until he drops him. Opetaia is the wrong guy to encourage to come and fight you, mate, because he will happily take your invitation. Do you know what I mean? He'll answer your invitation with plenty more as well. You know what I mean? So hence I put Opetaia. I make him favorite against David Benavidez, but that's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. You know what? Benavidez going up to the cruiserweight division. Even though I'm slightly disappointed because I wanted to see Benavidez take on Dimitri Bivol, just because stylistically, I would really like to see how that fight goes. If the two guys were to ever fight, Bivol with his fast hands and combinations and movement, great footwork, in and out, punching, very dynamic, versus Benavidez, who comes forward, is the pressure cooker, is the monster. I really wanted to see how Dimitri Bivol would make the adjustments in the fight. Let's say he's facing a bit of problems, how he makes the adjustments. That's a very intriguing fight, and I like to see that. I also wanted to see Benavidez versus Artur Beterbiev, man. I know Artur Beterbiev is getting along now with age, etc. But that's a fight that I really wanted to see. So it's kind of a shame he's leaving the lightweight division, light heavy division, and going into the cruiserweight. But him moving up to the cruiserweight is good for the cruiserweight and it's good for Opetaia, because now at least Opetaia has another big name in that division. He's got a new dancing partner, basically. He's got a new target. He's got someone else to target. And David Benavidez makes that whole cruiserweight division that right now, let's be real, it's very stale, isn't it? Apart from Opetaia, there's no one else really there. It's kind of a boring division right now. The cruiserweight division is not a glamour division, right? David Benavidez moving up there makes it, glamorizes it a little bit. You know what I mean? Makes it a little bit more sexy. You know what I mean? It gives you that sex appeal. And that's what we want to see, because the more big names you have in the division, the more money you can make as well. Do you know what I mean? The more the purse beads are bigger, etc., etc. So I think Benavidez moving up is doing Opetaia a big favor as well. You know, it's good for Opetaia. But then again, I'm hearing that Benavidez is gonna go up, challenge Zodo Ramirez, take his belt, relinquish them, move back down to the light heavyweight division, which just crazy. Doesn't make no goddamn sense, man. That's what I'm hearing as well from some quarters. But yeah, I've got Opetaia. I've got him ahead of Benavidez, man. I think it won't be easy, by the way. Benavidez, I have to say I had to eat humble pie because I had him losing against Anthony Yard. But one thing Benavidez showed to me as well, because I've watched his highlights, before I do my fight breakdowns, I have to watch a lot of tape. I have to look at a fighter's weaknesses. I have to look at, pros and cons, strength, etc., etc. And I just thought Benavidez, he gets hit too much. And I thought, you know what? Yard could crack him with the right hand. But one thing Benavidez showed me on Saturday against Yard is that he's mentally, this guy's strong, man. You know what I mean? He never gives up on himself, man. Do you know what I mean? He's got such belief within himself, yeah. And you need that. Do you know what I mean? You have to be very sadistic. You need to be a narcissist. You need to be a monster. You have to have that killer instinct to be a world champion and to last at the top. Do you know what I mean? You have to be a beast. And Benavidez has that in abundance. He's the real deal, man. You know what I mean? I feel like, I kind of underestimated David Benavidez. I just want to give him his flowers now. Well done, man. Do you know what I mean? Solid. He's a real deal. He's a monster for real. He's a monster for real, man. But I got Opetaia beating him. But shout out to Benavidez, man. Respect to David Benavidez, man. He's the real deal, man. You know what I mean? he's got a new fan in me, you know? Like, he's a solid guy. Like, I still feel his skills are not at the level of some of the other fighters that I rate, like a Bivol, Turbiev, and his pump. I don't think he's there. I don't think he's got those technical abilities as those fighters. But for what he does, he's very effective and he's very good at it. And it works. Sometimes that's all you need. You don't need to be a great boxer. You don't need to be an elite fighter, very skilled at boxing. If what you do is very effective and it gets you wins, yeah, and it's got other fighters afraid of you of your methods, mate, keep doing that, man. It doesn't matter what I think, mate. You're winning already.